Welcome to our Everlast Tech Support channel. Today we will be working through an PT80 plasma torch test guide for the I-series plasma cutters. So we'll start by selecting the continuity setting on our voltmeter, and we'll get into testing the pilot arc pin to the nozzle to ensure continuity. And we'll switch to the center copper post to ensure that we have continuity. Now we're going to remove the retaining cap on the plasma torch, followed by the copper tip and the brown swirl ring. We'll just perform a quick visual inspection, looking in the retaining cap for any burn marks, and we'll focus on the center electrode, the spacing, and when the electrode is pushed in, it will be flush with the brown base. With the consumables removed, we'll continue continuity testing on pin 7 to the torch body. And testing continuity on the center post to the center electrode. Here we'll be testing the retaining cap safety pins. I'm going to first start by testing on pin 9. And we're going to test for continuity on one of the two outer pins. And we'll switch to pin 2 and test for continuity on the other pin. Here we'll begin to test the torch trigger switch by testing pin 9 to pin 1 and continuity while the trigger is depressed. Please note, if your torch does not have a pin 2, you'll need to install your retaining cap when doing the torch trigger test. This test we're using an air gun, limited to 70 psi, blown in the center electrode post to check the internal O-rings of the torch head and the center plunger movement. If one of the connections failed the continuity test, we'll want to start by inspecting for visual damages along the plasma torch cable. Check for any tears or hard pinches to where it might have cut the cable under the rubber jacket. If you're still experiencing an issue, we'll want to check the connections next in the plasma Euro connector. Here we'll be checking to make sure that each pin is properly inserted into its sleeve. You will want to lightly push each cable farther into the connector. You can rotate the body of the Euro connector around to access all 5 conductors. When reinstalling the body set screw, you'll notice that it lines up with the detent between pin 9 and pin 2. Before opening your plasma torch, please remove the consumables. Once we have the torch head open, we can do a visual inspection, look at the head internals for any burn marks or damage, any pinched cabling, or a wire pulled off of a connector. As you begin to reassemble the plasma torch, you'll need to hook the spring back on to the trigger safety cover. And we want to ensure that the plasma torch body is set properly into the case, then we'll place the trigger switch back into the handle. Be sure to tuck all the wires back in so the other side of the handle does not pinch any of the cabling. And you will not need to force the cover back on, but you might need to wiggle or line up the trigger safety or the trigger switch. If you're still experiencing an E04 code when your plasma torch is connected to the machine, we'll focus our testing on pin 9 and pin 2 and the connection to the retaining cap. The outer ring on the retaining cap is what makes contact with the 2 pins. As we tighten the retaining cap, we'll watch to see when the voltmeter displays continuity. Thank you for working with us today. We hope this video has helped locate or rule out this accessory as an issue.